along educational opportunities. We'll also have some tips for staying warm and staying safe, very important when using other sources of heat. Till then, you all stay well.
Tonight at 6 on The Incredible Hulk, David Banner becomes guinea pig in a DNA experiment.
I'll get some.
And don't forget the free sports shirt.
Call now toll-free 1-800-621-8200 and get 26 issues of Sports Illustrated for $17.77. That's the basic rate of just 69 cents an issue. And with your paid subscription, you'll get our Sports Illustrated sports shirt absolutely free. Call 1-800-621-8200.
And ask for small.
Medium, large, or extra large.
Easy does it. Just relax. Lean back. Watch TV. Open up that magic box and look at what's inside.
Nothing gets you into it like TV Guide.
TV Guide previews your pleasure, tells you more about what's on, what's going on with TV. This week and every week, get more out of television by TV Guide.
Nothing gets you into it like TV Guide.
Tonight at 7, Fred becomes the proud owner of a professional boxer on Sanford and Son.
Is there anything else I can get for you, Mrs. Saxon?
Nothing I can think of, Spencer, thank you. I'm grateful for all your trouble.
It's no trouble at all, ma'am.
Is there any word from Mr. and Mrs. Whitney?
There was a call from Mrs. Whitney.
Oh, really? How did she sound, all right?
She sounded...
What?
well, a bit tense, I thought. Actually, I was baffled by the phone call.
Why?
Something about a shoe that had been left behind.
Spencer, with the 33 pairs of shoes Mrs. Whitney took with her, I dare say she will be able to survive without one.
Yes, ma'am, I hope so.
Do you, by chance, know where to reach the Whitneys in Switzerland?
No, I must admit that I don't know. Mr. Whitney said that he didn't want any calls.
I see. But that would be all-inclusive, then.
Mrs. Saxon, I hope you don't mind my saying so, but I'm very sorry that you've decided to leave the household.
It's kind of you to express the thought. I'm not very happy about the circumstances myself, but there's very little I can do about them, unfortunately.
Well, may I offer you some coffee before we leave?
Thank you. Yes, I'd like that.
Excuse me.
Hello, Spencer. Oh, I'm sorry.
You'll have to excuse me, Nora. I'm helping Mrs. Saxon pack up a few things.
Hello, Miss Fulton. It's surprising you here.
Hello, Mrs. Saxon. Please, don't let me interrupt anything. You see, Spencer is an old friend, and I just happened to be passing by. I thought I'd drop in for a moment.
Perhaps another time, Nora?
Oh, surely you don't have to go so soon. Perhaps you join me in a cup of coffee, and then we can go to the studio together.
Well, yes, I'd like that very much. As a matter of fact, I've often wanted to talk to you alone, Mrs. Saxon. I wanted to discuss someone that we both care about very much, Mrs. Cavanaugh.
The Edge of Night is brought to you by Puritan Oil. Puritan knows you're fighting serum cholesterol. Puritan wants you to win. And by Tide. The extra action in Tide means dirt can't hide.
Isn't this awful? Peanut butter here. and jelly here, and charcoal all over here. That's going to be a toughie to clean. Well, I'm going to make it even tougher by tying this up about this tight. I want you to see that dirt can't hide from Extra Action Tide. Now, both sleeves are clean, see? No peanut butter, no jelly. And what about inside the nut? Ta-da! Look at how clean. Now you've seen what Tide can do. And it does it on lots of cleaning problems. The real toughies. The Extra Action in Tide means dirt can't hide.
I have here 43 folders of a university study. Each folder represents one family, and together they represent a victory in the continuing fight against cholesterol. Now, in 3 weeks, these people reduced serum cholesterol an average of 9.6%. How? By cutting down on saturated fats and cholesterol. They ate more chicken, fish, and vegetables, and for cooking and salads, they used Puritan oil, because Puritan is low in saturated fats and contains no cholesterol. Perhaps these families can inspire your family. Puritan knows you're fighting serum cholesterol. Puritan wants you to win.
Yeah, come in. Morning, Chief.
Hey, guys, come on in, Chief. Pour yourself some coffee. Sit down.
What'd you say?
I said pour yourself some coffee and sit down.
No, thank you.
Thanks anyway. I've already passed my clue. Don't mind me if I have a cup of caffeine. First thing is, I want to congratulate you guys on a job well done last night. That could have been real tricky, but you handled it well. I'm proud of you both.
Gee, thanks a lot for the appreciation, Chief.
Well, I give it to you when you deserve it.
Well, it really wasn't much of anything. I mean, we just found out that this guy, Louis Mitchell, was keeping an unlicensed weapon in his barn.
What are you talking about? It wasn't much. It's always tough when you're looking down the barrel of a pistol. I shudder to think this guy Mitchell might have shot you. Anyway, ballistics say this gun is the same one used in the Jefferson Street holdup, so obviously Mitchell is the man.
All right. Looks like it was a good night for 2 points.
And it was a long night, too, so why don't you guys go home and sack out for a while?
Okay. I think you better really impress that on my pal here. He's the one who's been sick lately.
Nobody
asked you anything, Stoner. Actually, there's something I'd like to look into before I go home.
What? What's up?
Well, the other day I got some information about Nora Fulton. She's Nicole Kavanaugh's secretary.
Yeah, what about her?
Well, apparently she had a relationship with Gunther Wagner at one time. In fact, they both did domestic work in the same household. Apparently that was about 2 years ago.
That's interesting, but I don't think it's particularly significant.
Well, maybe not, but since we don't know very much about Gunther's past, it might be worth looking into.
If you can stay away, go ahead. Check it out.
Thanks a lot, Chief.
Thanks. Hey, listen. Thanks again last night. I appreciate it.
Chief, are you okay? I mean, did you hit the lottery or something?
No. What are you talking about?
Well, you seem to be in such a good mood this morning.
What do you mean a good mood? I'm always in a good mood.
Might this have something to do with that certain very beautiful young blonde woman I saw you with yesterday?
It's nice to be here with a friend. Boy, thank you. It's nice for me, too. Mike left the office so early this morning that if it weren't for you, I'd be having breakfast alone.
Oh, well, I'm sure you'd be with someone. I mean, it seems that you have a lot of friends here, don't you? I mean, you're very well known in Monticello.
Oh, well, I've lived and worked here for so long, my goodness. I'm bound to know a lot of people.
I wish I really belonged in this city, or any city for that matter. I have very few friends here.
Well, you know, that's really all you need. If you can count just a few good friends from among all the people that you know, you can consider yourself lucky.
Oh, well, I do. I mean, I'm very grateful for the friendships I have here in Monticello. It's just that my circle of friends have diminished since the acting group I was in left town.
Oh, yes. You were with them for quite some time, weren't you?
Oh, yes. As a matter of fact, I was supposed to play the lead in their last production, except I suddenly got sick and I had to leave the company.
Jinx, would you mind telling me What was your illness?
Oh, nothing serious, just fatal. What I mean is, I had hypertension, which was brought on by stress, and I had a lot of it at that period.
Oh, it must have been very difficult for you,
Here and there. Anyway, the producer decided to move the company to Chicago, so I lost my role and a few very important relationships. I was very depressed for a while. But then I've made new friends here that have been very kind and supportive, like you and Miles and Nicole.
And Derek,
Yes, and Derek.
Mike and I have known him ever since he moved to Monticello. He's really such a fine man. And nothing would please us more than to see him happy.
Maybe you should warn him away from me.
Warn him up? My goodness, I think he's rather attracted to you already. Why should we warn him away from you?
Well, that's the trouble. You see, I think he's getting a little too serious with me. And I don't think that's a good idea.
What? Oh. You mean you don't feel the same?
No, it's not that. It's just that I'm not a forever person, Nancy. I never will be.
When the pain starts here, the pain stops here. When the pain starts here, the pain stops here. With the Buffered Extra Strength Relief, you'll find a new Extra Strength Bufferin. 1,000 milligrams of strong aspirin, the strongest dosage you can buy, combined with special protection against aspirin stomach upset. Anacin and Bayer don't give protection. Regular Tylenol's not as strong and can't give aspirin doctors prefer. But Extra Strength Bufferin does. The pain stops here with new Extra Strength Bufferin in tablets and capsules.
What helped her hamburger taste this good?
Hamburger helper.
Help your hamburger.
Hamburger helper, help your hamburger helper. Make a great meal.
Hamburger Helper helps her make a great meal, like our cheeseburger macaroni. Just add it to hamburger and make a saucy, savory supper from hearty elbow macaroni and tangy cheddar cheese.
Kids gonna love it.
Dad will too.
Hamburger helper, help your hamburger helper. Make a great meal.
Mrs. Saxon?
Thank you.
Nora?
Thank you.
I hope you won't be too late for work this morning, Nora.
No, I don't punch a time clock, you know. Spencer, could I just have a spot of cream, if you will?
Sufficient?
Just right, thank you.
Perhaps you'd like some coffee cake, Mrs. Saxon.
Oh, yes, thank you.
Nora?
Oh, I'll just tell it myself if I want to, thank you.
Well, I'll put your luggage in the car while you finish your coffee, Mrs. Saxon.
Thank you so much, Spencer. He's been a great help to this household.
That's nice to hear.
Have you known him long?
No, not long.
He's certainly a great improvement over the last man my nephew hired. That was a most unfortunate choice.
Oh, really?
Yes, but perhaps it's best not to go into that. Now, you said something about wanting to discuss Nicole Cavanaugh. I trust there's nothing wrong.
That depends on your point of view. But then perhaps I'd better not discuss it at all.
As you wish.
Well, I know that you're very close to Mrs. Cavanaugh. You've known her a long time, haven't you?
Yes.
You're very fond of her, aren't you?
Oh, very.
And I like her so much myself, so that I feel that I can confide in you out of a feeling of mutual fondness for her.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know Dr. Cavanaugh's office nurse, Barbara?
I don't believe I do, no.
Please, don't repeat what I'm going to tell you to anyone. I'd hate it if she could lose her job over me. I really would.
My dear girl, a preface like that can mean only one of two things. Either you are going to announce the end of the world, or a bit of idle gossip. I'm not sure I want to hear either.
This is not idle gossip. This is the truth. And it's very disturbing. That's why I feel like I have to share it with someone.
If you must, then do.
Well, I had a friendly lunch with Barbara yesterday. She's inclined to talk freely, if you know what I mean. And she told me that Dr. Kavanaugh is fooling around with one of his patients. I believe you know who it is. You met her at the Kavanaugh's Christmas party, the young actress, Jinx Avery.
That's a shocking lie.
No, she said there's no doubt about it. She saw it with her own eyes. She accidentally walked into the room, and there they were. I was terribly upset when I heard about it.
It was very wrong of that girl to tell you that, Miss Fulton. First of all, it's a falsehood. And although your concern for Mrs. Kavanaugh is commendable, I don't think you're doing her a service by repeating it to me or to anyone else. That's the way rumors spread. Believe me, I know. Having spent almost 20 years of my life in Washington, D.C., I'm something of a connoisseur about scandal and rumor. I've seen it destroy lives and careers. No. The only way to fight gossip is to ignore it. And that's exactly what I'm going to do in this case. I would advise you to do the same.
I would never say anything that would be harmful to the Kavanaughs. I just couldn't carry this burden alone anymore.
Ladies, if you're ready to leave, I'll take you anywhere you'd like to go.
I'm 30 years old. So am I.
Now, one of these skiers isn't 30. She's 44-year-old Barbara Gould, mother of 3. Can you tell who's who? Take a good look. Now, look at their hands. Even they don't give us a clue. Her secret, she cares for her hands, and part of that care is mild ivory liquid.
Doing lots of dishes, I wouldn't put my hands into anything but mild ivory liquid. I love those rich suds because they help my hands stay young-looking and get the dishes really clean.
Still can't tell who's who, huh?
Mom, come on. You gave me away. Yes, I'm the 44-year-old. I like my hands to look young, and ivory liquid really helps.
Mild ivory liquid helps your hands stay young-looking.
Watch me really tickle their noses.
Tickle their noses with blueberries.
Duncan Hines blueberry muffins are filled with their sweetest, tastiest blueberries. Duncan Hines blueberry muffins.
They taste just as great as they smell.
Great taste.
How about a bath, Tiger?
Wait, it's too hot.
Well, it feels just right to me.
It won't to Davy. To a baby, just right means special care. Even his clothes have to be just right. So I wash them in this for that ivory snow softness. I think it's just right.
Ivory Snow starts with pure soap. That's what gives babies' clothes that ivory snow softness.
It's soft.
Just right.
Ivory Snow, just right for babies' clothes.
Don't lie, Miss Abercrombie. We know you went there that night, and your passion and your anger caused you to brutally bludgeon him with a brass candlestick holder. Oh, don't cry now. Tears won't help you. We're not impressed.
Oh, but I am. That was very good. What case are you working on?
Oh, well, it's not a case. It's a part in a play. She's more to be pitied than usual. We're doing it at the acting class tonight.
And what role are you playing?
I'm the villain.
Of course.
Well, you don't think it's going to ruin my image, do you? Oh, Dee Dee, I'm in real trouble. I told Mitzi I'd be ready to do this tonight, and with Gavin Wiley's case and everything else, I haven't had time to do anything about it.
Hey, well, hi-ho, everybody.
Oh, hi-ho.
If you're about to ask me to leave, I am here on business. How you doing, Cliff?
Oh, fine. What's up?
Well, I just thought you might be interested in something that Tyler found out last night.
Great. What is it?
Well, it turns out that Nora Fulton, who is Nicole Kavanaugh's secretary, is an old girlfriend of none other than, ta-ta, Mr. Gunther Wagner. Well, I didn't expect anybody to jump up and down, but I thought you'd at least show some mild interest.
In what?
His mind is on acting classes.
Acting?
Oh, it's wonderful. Really, I'm having a good time here. You ought to try it.
Thanks, but I think one performer in the family is enough. Oh, Star's play opened in New York last night. It turns out it's going to be a hit. As a matter of fact, I have got a copy of the rave review.
Great!
Ah, so.
How about that?
Star's a star. Congratulations.
Now, let me see that. Wow, New York, Broadway. Star Wilson lives up to her name. Bright young talent. Be seeing a lot of her. Yeah, looks like Star won't be back to Monticello for a while. I guess that solves the problem between you two. Oh, I'm sorry. That was really gauche. Calvin, I apologize. Dee Dee, I think it's time we made an exit.
Is that why you came by here, Calvin, to tell me about your wife's success?
No, Dee Dee. I came by here to ask you about you and Julius. I figured by now you must have made some decision about whether you're going to say yes or no.
Well, Julius is moving to Chicago, so he needed an answer right away.
Chicago. I see.
He got a terrific new job. Lots of prestige, lots of money. But since I don't want to leave Monticello, I had to tell him no.
No? You know, that's the first time I think I've been glad to hear you say no.
Well, it's just a rehearsal hall now, but eventually it's going to be a first-rate theater. Just wait and see.
Oh, I do love your positive thinking, Jim. Well, I know of a theater. You have the Whitney Dance Theater. I mean, it's just closed up right now, going to waste.
Oh, but Jody, that'd be out of the question. I mean, the rent on the Whitney, I mean, it would be astronomical.
Oh, you never can tell. Once we get things organized here, and we get a little exposure from WMON TV, patron saints of the arts are going to be banging on that door just begging to give us money. And then we'll rent the Whitney. As you can tell, I'm rather confident about the situation.
Well, it is the only theater in town.
Well, don't pin your hopes too high. Even if you had the money. If the Whitneys even figured out that you knew Jody and me, there's no way they'd rent that place to you.
Ah, it's too early to worry about it anyway.
Yeah, you don't even have a company yet.
What do you mean? We've got the nucleus of one. I mean, it's a great beginning. We've got me as the humble producer. And we've got Hector. He's a great stage manager and set designer and electrician. And we've got the acting company. We've got Jinx. And we've got Mitzi. We've got Kelly. And we've got the lovely Valerie Bryson.
Now wait a minute.
I repeat, we have the lovely Valerie Bryson. And the adorable Jody Travis. Now all we need is a director.
Don't count on it, Jim. My next job may be making license plates.
Would you stop that, please?
Sorry, honey, it's just a joke.
It didn't make me laugh.
Come in.
Morning, folks.
Morning.
Good Lord, our prayers are answered. Our character man. How do you do? Come right on in, sir. I don't even know if you know how to act, but you are it. You are exactly what we're looking for.
Not quite. My name's Harry Crawford. I'm looking for a Mr. Diedrichson.
Call me Jim.
Oh.
How you do, Harry? You know, despite what everybody thinks, the theater world is not populated with people under 30 years old. Every repertory company has to have character actors. People with authority, wisdom, experience. I hate to see 20-year-old kids trying to play 50-year-olds. Welcome to the theater, Harry.
No. I don't want to be an actor, Mr. Diedrichson. I have a good job.
Oh, well, what kind of work are you in?
I'm with the sheriff's office, and I just dropped by to deliver this.
What is it?
It's an eviction notice from the landlord for non-payment of rent.
swung as hard as I could. I ran the first base.
Good boy.
And then I ran the second base.
That's terrific, Billy.
Yeah, and then I ran the third base. And the coach didn't keep on going.
He did?
And it was safe. Should have been there.
Reach out and share a special day.
A real home run, Grandpa.
Yep, that's just the way your dad used to hit him.
Reach out and touch someone.
Mommy, I don't feel good.
When your child has a cold, do you treat him like he doesn't have a nose? With aspirin or Tylenol, you don't treat the congestion most kids get. But Congesperin beats aspirin because it has pediatric doses of both. Aspirin for the fever and nasal decongestant for the stuffed up nose. Congesperin. For fever and congestion, it beats aspirin by a nose.
I can breathe better, Mommy.
You possess a powerful force. No, it possesses me.
What's happening to your face?
Tonight, the Hulk visits the waterfront.
Tony, let me see you a minute, please. All right, make sure the director sees us. Tony, don't lose it.
Yes, Miss Fulton.
Nora Fulton?
Yes?
My name is Damian Tyler. I'm with the Monticello Police Department.
I assume you have identification, Mr. Tyler.
You betcha.
Well, then why didn't you show it to me at once? I thought that was customary.
Oh, it is. But actually, this is just an unofficial visit. I just wanted to ask you some questions about a man who I think used to be a friend of yours. His name was Gunther Wagner. You did know Gunther, didn't you?
Fairly well, yes. I don't think I can tell you anything that will be helpful, though.
Well, I have to ask to find out, don't I?
Well, then ask, if you must, but please don't waste my time. I'm working here, you know?
Oh, I'm sure that's true. Really, I just wanted some information on one specific detail. You see, Gunther used to mention a girlfriend named Roxanne.
I've never known anyone by that name.
Look, I don't want to deceive you, Miss Fulton, but Spencer Varney told me that Roxanne was Gunther's pet name for you.
All right, I suppose you'll find out. Eventually. That is what you do, isn't it? Find out things.
Find out what?
Gunther hated the name Nora. So he called me Roxanne. He heard it in a movie or something. Listen, I don't think this can be of any interest to you.
Well, we're interested in information about anybody who knew Gunther. Did Gunther Wagner visit you in the mental hospital?
Please, no, wait a minute. You cannot tell anybody that, all right? It was a long time ago.
When was the last time you saw Gunther?
About a year before he died. Now, that's the truth.
When was the last time you heard from him?
Well, when I got out of the hospital, I tried to find him. And he wrote me a letter. He told me that he was going to leave his job at the Whitneys. And he was going to settle in the Caribbean forever.
What? You still have that letter?
Yes. Listen, Mr. Tyler, I'll make a deal with you. If you keep quiet about me, I'll let you see the letter.
It's a deal.
Pour in the Eagle brand. Whip up a cheesecake supreme. Pour in the Eagle brand. For fudge easy as a dream.
Eagle Brand, the dessert maker. The only pre-cooked blend of milk and sugar for delicious, creamy desserts.
Pour in the Eagle brand. For marvelous mocha freeze. Or luscious parfaits made so many ways when you pour in the Eagle brand.
Eagle Brand sweetened condensed milk, the dessert maker.
Only one thing is tougher than the Pittsburgh Steelers, the Pittsburgh winter cold. But Alka-Seltzer Plus cold medicine is a great defense.
Pittsburgh cold.
What's really happening in sports. So you get to know guys like Craig Morton.
And don't forget the free sports shirt.
Sports Illustrated doesn't just tell you what happened, it tells you why. It gives you the inside story and a close-up look at Bird, Jabbar, and Johnson.
And don't forget the free sports shirt.
And baseball, from the hot corner to behind the plate. Sports Illustrated covers it all. The up-and-comers and the world champs, like Steve Garvey.
And don't forget the free sports shirt.
Call now toll-free 1-800-621-8200 and get 26 issues of Sports Illustrated for $17.77. That's the basic rate of just 69 cents an issue. And with your paid subscription, you'll get our Sports Illustrated sports shirt absolutely free. Call 1-800-621-8200.
And ask for small.
Medium, large, or extra large.
Tonight at 7:30, Gloria poses